I haven't seen you since the plague.
Yahoo! Well, I mean, the desired topic that we are going to open up the episode with is relevant to the subject of this podcast. Not that we are always determinate on
being
such criteria.
Relevant with everything we do,
right? Because I mean, this show is an avenue to talk about fucking anything that we want to.
It's what is it used to? It was like, I'm so sorry. It used to be, what was it? It was like, how many degrees of separation between you and Kevin Bacon? We could totally do that with Community. That'd be a fun experiment.
You could get to anything within a really short hop, skip, and a jump.
Oh,
but
very much so.
But it must be, when the 11-film Fast franchise is wrapped up here, in however many years it takes them to make two more Fast movies. We're getting two more to kind of wrap up the Toretto saga, of course. But when all is said and done, 7 of them will have been directed by Community director Justin Lin. Justin Lin, who directed 3 episodes in the first season of Community, will have directed 7 of the Fast and Furious franchise films. So, okay. Audience, we're here to talk about the Fast and Furious franchise. If you don't want to hear that, there's a time code in the description where we start talking about Community.
Insert a number.
Yeah, exactly. It's in the description. You just hit the numbers, and it'll take you after that. But
you don't care about the vroomies, and you care about the ha-ha-ha-has.
If you do not care about beep beep vroom vroom, then this might not be the opening salvo for you. But Jace has just caught up in the Fast and Furious franchise, I only watched all of them in the lead up to F9 being dropped in theaters. So I am also fresh. I am fresh to the whole thing.
The funny thing is, I didn't watch. I had not nary a single film had graced my consciousness until
my cornea.
Until I found out you were watching them all for the sake of watching F9 in theaters, and I at first was like, "Oh, that's a good idea. Let me do that." So I started doing that a little bit, but I fell a little bit behind because things were crazy. And I ended up a little bit behind. But I am now officially caught up in what I can only describe as a franchise that started out kind of rough and turned into just textbook camp. Like, it is pure camp.
It is a franchise that starts at... Okay, so let's... first of all...
Let's get into it.
Let's do it, okay? And who knows how long this is going to go on, but also, this is not a phenomenally interesting episode of Community, so if this takes up the lion's share of the episode, so be it.
I always remember this episode.
It's not bad. I don't want anyone to say it's bad, and I think it has...
It's not a bad episode. It's one of those that, sticks with me. It's... You know what it is? Season 6 sticks with me for no good reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
There's just something about it that's anchored for you.
It's very anchoring for me. I don't know why, but we will get. But
it has kind of a mixed approach to the prison industrial complex, which we will talk about. But
yeah, true.
So first of all, Fast and Furious franchise. One of the things that absolutely fucking knocked me out of my chair in watching all 9 of these films in however many months it took me was that this is, bar none, no qualifier, in front of and behind the camera, the least white male-centric franchise in history. In history.
I actually fully have to disagree with you.
Are you... What? Are you kidding?
Oh my god, are you kidding? Paul Walker comes in as the clear primary focus when they started the franchise.
Yes, he is the protagonist at the beginning.
At first, it's developed into a new state, but at first, it's the representation of just about every single person of color is presented through some lens of stereotype, at least a little bit. It is. There is a desire to be inclusive, which is present. That's not typically present, but I feel that saying that Fast and Furious did not start as a white-centered story is
No. It absolutely. I mean, because Brian Mills
is that his last name? It's Brian O'Connor.
It's Brian O'Connor. Brian Mills is the
Where's
protagonist
Mills from?
Brian Mills is the protagonist of the Taken franchise, starring Liam Neeson.
Oh my god!
I'm so sad that I know that.
There shouldn't be more than one, but there is.
There's 3. So far, he said. Perhaps.
Oh, that poor girl.
But you're right. You're right that Brian O'Connor is the protagonist at the beginning of the franchise.
Yes.
But he is the besides that one guy, I think his name is Vince, the tattoos guy, who's kind of like the antagonist in 1 and becomes the begrudging ally in 5. I do not remember this fellow's name.
Wait.
He's
antagonist
the guy
in 1.
He's the guy in the first one that's really hot for Jordana Brewster, and
Oh yes.
Yes. And then
hero kind of thing that they played with him a little bit. I mean, they
in
love
5.
to throughout this franchise have people switch from good to bad and bad to good.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so good.
He was part of the Toretto crew, and
he
then
was
they
part of
ended
the
up
crew,
choosing Brian over him because Brian saved
right.
him
He
after the cops showed up.
Because he's the main character
instead of the guy that's already part of his crew.
Exactly. Although that guy was not doing himself any favors by like making a big deal out of it. It could have been water under the bridge, but that guy made
Here's
a big deal
the thing,
out of
though, I do want to. We're talking about past. I have opinions. They fully gaslight the shit out of this guy the whole movie, because they're like, this is the bad guy. This guy fucking sucks. Look at him. How dare you not trust Brian? What the hell? When, as the audience, we fully know that he is a fucking cop.
Right. Yes.
And their whole thing is like, we don't talk to cops. And the one guy's like, I don't trust this guy. And everyone's like, fuck you, stop being an asshole.
Fuck you, I trust him more than anybody.
But he was right. He was right.
But he was
entirely
absolutely
unlikable,
right.
But right,
Absolutely. Unquestionably. Right? But, okay, so I get, perhaps just, a lot of them are rooted in stereotypes and low culture LA stereotypes. The numbers don't lie. Brian is the only white main character of the franchise, and then they kind of bring in like some white supporting character, like Kurt Russell is there. Wait,
is Dominic Toretto supposed to be Latina?
He is definitely
Italian?
supposed to be Latin. He is look
because
at
they throw that out the window with F9.
Yes. Well, Vin Diesel, who broke into films with a short film about how he could be cast as any race that he directed, and how it was hard for him because he kept going out for white roles and they didn't want him. That's Vin Diesel's origin story. It's a whole thing, but then you have, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster, Ludacris, Tyrese, The Rock.
Yeah, look, it's stacked. It definitely is.
It's stacked.
An iconic,
it's all I was.
Its place in pop culture is decidedly not one within the exclusively white gaze.
I would
which
not
is
call
fascinating.
it progressive either, but I think it is worth noting that like some of the biggest. This is the franchise with the biggest movies in the world that also is not lousy with white people in the same way every other franchise is, but even more so behind the camera. Again, when all 11 movies are said and done, one of them will have been directed by a white man.
Oh,
and
you
that
know what? I hadn't thought about
nothing.
that, but yeah.
That ain't nothing. Rob Letterman, who directed the first one, which is like not my favorite, he is the only white man to step behind the camera on one of these movies, not including Hobbs and Shaw. But I am not a particularly big fan of Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw, I have complicated feelings about.
I have
mostly that I did not like it.
Yeah,
I didn't. I liked. The funny thing is, Jason Statham crushes in that movie.
He's good.
Jason Statham can kind of do anything, and I love him.
That's what I'm saying. Here's the thing about Jason Statham is that Jason Statham, and I mean no disrespect, he does a lot of garbage. He does a lot. There's 18 Redbox movies that star Jason Statham, right? Like movies that went straight to Redbox, and that's how he's good in Hobbs and Shaw is because he can be good in any. He's learned.
He knows how to work with that material.
How to be good in everything, whereas The Rock is only good in rock parts. Yeah.
Say that again?
The Rock is only good in rock parts, and when he gets a lot of rock stuff.
Well, because The Rock plays The Rock in everything that The Rock is in.
Yeah, and it's actually a little boring, Dwayne. I would love for you to shake it up a little bit, but
no, but here's okay. We also have to acknowledge though that makes sense for The Rock, and I don't think that he should stop doing that. Why? Glad you asked, invisible person that didn't actually ask me, because he was a wrestler. And that makes sense. The wrestler,
but he had more utility as a wrestler. He had more range when he was a wrestler.
No. I think he was younger and he was more experimental, but he found a brand as a wrestler, right?
He certainly found a brand.
And that's all of wrestling is finding Hulk Hogan, right? This icon, the Undertaker. I'm bad at listing all these people, but there's like all those things. But he pulled that into his film career.
That's absolutely true. But when the bit gets stale, a good wrestler shakes it up. A good wrestler then
that
takes
the
it to another level.
Stale to who? Because somehow you put Dwayne in a movie and the box office eats it up.
It's slipping. Like if you
I mean, I honestly think I haven't even seen it yet, but from what I've heard about Jungle Cruise, it's gonna be a hard one to recover from.
Yeah, I'm good. I watched all the Fast movies this year. Don't need any more Dwayne. I'm just saying, like, maybe, because he sees, a Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie. When he enters a movie, it is a Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie. Like, right. in a way
which explains the beef with Vin.
Because Vin is sort of the grand architect of this franchise. Vin is the author of this franchise, so they didn't see eye to eye, which is fine. I guess I'll take Vin. If I must choose in the divorce, I guess I take Vin.
Honestly, though, I actually think that they're gonna start to try and do an expanded universe, and even though we're closing out the Toretto saga, I think they're closing that out so they can start a new naming convention.
Yeah.
They're after Marvel's throne.
They tried Hobbs and Shaw, which is like their first try at branding. We've heard they want to do a female-led one. They want to do the ladies of Fast.
So basically an A-Team type take.
But with the ladies, right? It's
right.
I guess that's why Cardi B was in Fast 9.
Well, she's apparently got a bigger role in Fast 10. She said, I want a bigger role. And they were like, yeah, okay, great.
Oh, that sounds great. I'm
very excited. I also love how that's built into Fast's identity, right? Ludicrous. Luda
is in there. Ja Rule is in there from the first movie. He doesn't come back, but Ja Rule is in the first.
Just the way that
is wrapped into the identity.
You need to be a great actor. No, you need to know how to get this moment portrayed on film, and it works.
Don't need to be an excellent actor, though many of these people are overqualified. You need to be a screen presence.
Yes,
that is what you need.
Screen presence, and you need someone that can deliver the line in a way that makes sense.
I don't think of these people
actually, they've had times where people have delivered lines and I've been like, what? That did not... But that's honestly had actually a pretty difficult time following F9. Was that just me?
Really? That might have just been you.
I think it's because I don't know. I think I needed to watch it because it's streaming now, which is how I watched it.
Oh, I was wondering.
And I didn't watch it all in one sitting. So I think maybe that's what I need to do. Because these, I mean, the entire movies are just flow. You know what I mean? It's not, I don't know. I think I was also distracted because I felt like F9 reached a new level of self-aware and it felt off to me.
It definitely...
Because it was always self-aware. It's this is extreme. We're doing extreme. We understand it's extreme. That's the point. And then they were like, oh, people like that we're self-aware in that sense. So then they got legitimately meta in the text.
Yes,
in the dialogue. And that kind of threw me. I was like, don't do that. Don't do that. That's... No. Don't poke that hole. This is the one... I mean, I don't know.
Okay, as much as when it first started happening, I was completely in agreement with you. I was like, no, don't get winky. What's good about the mainline Fast franchise is that as silly as it is, I don't think it's winky. It's not.
It's not winky at all. No,
It's not. That's the problem with Hobbs and Shaw. It's winky.
it still has an air of we know it's self. Yeah, you're right. No, Hobbs and Shaw is winky as well. They're all self-aware.
Yeah,
which is what brings it to that camp territory.
Well, you watch Hobbs and Shaw and you're like, why does this feel like a bad Deadpool ripoff? And then you look at the credits and it was directed by the guy who directed Deadpool 2, a bad Deadpool ripoff. So, anyway, but it started getting winky. However, that through line with Tyrese in F9, where he starts to believe himself invincible and is attempting to sway Tej to his side, is important for the build-up to the end of the movie where they go to space. That is important for that moment to work and for them to sit in the car.
That they just did it.
I completely understand. It's... if we are speeding to the end of this franchise and we are going to,
go to space.
Because we know there is... It's like Lost, right? Where they were kind of... they were wishy-washy.
I still haven't seen it, so this is going to land.
It's not spoily. It's not spoily.
Okay.
But it for everyone out there listening, they're like, yes, it's exactly like Lost. In season 3, they were kind of a little adrift because they had all these mysteries and all these characters, but they're like, we don't know how long we have to make this last. This is a very popular show, so they negotiated an end date. They're like, we're going to stop at 6 seasons, and so now they can start playing all these domino. They can start putting
knocking
the pieces
them down.
in
They
place.
can start getting
They
answers.
can start knocking it down. So if they know, okay, we're doing 2 more of these mainline Fast movies, and then who knows, what spin-offs or whatever are going to occur after that or before that, we can start breaking this because we know how long we have to continue to make it last. You're Apollo 13 and you're like, okay, we can burn this much fuel because we have to get over here so we can burn off. I am in general in agreement with you. I wish franchises were less winky.
That does make sense. I'm starting to they're starting to realize this is a franchise potential as they've already labeled it a saga, therefore they've got a closure. So I think that they are. I mean, first of all, these movies are rife with interconnectedness in a very bizarre.
In a way that they completely get me every time they're like, it's the end of F8 and or Fate of the Furious, I'm sorry, Jason Statham is taking over the plane and his brother just shows up out of nowhere and I'm like, his brother from the 6th one. He's here. Lucas Evans is here.
But I think that what they might potentially do is start to establish a bit more of an explicit inter-movie plot line with these last ones.
Well, because you have Charlize, right?
Sorry?
You have Charlize Theron, right? So obviously this is the final foe who must be overcome is Charlize Theron. And we can build
you think so?
We can build an Infinity Saga around. They keep not killing her. She keeps being alive. Every movie she her rocket explodes and she's like, I'll get you next time,
sorry.
Gadget.
I don't know why I thought you were talking about somebody else. Yes, no, Charlize Theron. I thought you were talking about Shaw's mom.
Oh, Queenie? That's played by Helen Mirren? No, Helen Mirren.
You said Theron and Mirren. I got flipped.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
I was like, why would Helen Mirren be the big bad? No, Charlize is definitely working up to be the big bad. You know what I mean? They kind of... Because that's the thing is, they wrapped her up pretty solidly. They were like, she's on her way to jail, and then they went, nah, actually, let's break this box open.
No, she's in a crazy Magneto jail. she's in this insane plastic Silence of the Lambs prison. It's so good. Oh my god, seeing that movie with a crowd and everyone being in on what makes these movies good and knowing when to laugh and when to cheer is just it was magic. It was truly magic.
The thing that I'm excited about now though is now that I'm caught up and F10 and F11 are going to be fucking massive. They're going to be the Infinity War Endgame. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I'm saying it now. F10, everybody's going to die. No, No, F10, something very sad is. We're not gonna get the ending. For the first time, we're not gonna get a Hollywood ending, and it's gonna be F10, and then F11 is gonna be the because that was Infinity War.
I can see it. And it was clearly... even before Infinity War, like, that's how the Harry Potter movies ended. That's how Hunger Games ended.
No, it's become the way that you button a franchise, right?
You're like, can we get, like, another cool $1 billion out of this if we split it into two movies?
Split it into 2 parts, yeah? Just double fucking... Well, look, it's all going to be the same shoot. We're just going to have a little bit longer of a schedule. It's going to be, like, twice as long in the schedule, but we'll save money because we're all doing it at once.
That's how they do it.
2 box offices, baby. Regardless, I'm very excited to fucking go see F10 in theaters because that's the element that I'm still missing from these movies.
Yeah. It's life-changing. It really is.
I couldn't, at the time, I just couldn't justify giving money to this franchise. I couldn't do it because it bothered me so much how... just like how toxic the masculinity is, which added to the camp. I was like, this is like a drag king gold mine, and I don't know why we're not getting it. But that is my read. Is
that it eats. I don't. Okay, so here's the key to the entire franchise: is that I'm not sure Vin is in on the joke. Right? Vin is still treating these like it's King Lear. He'll shed a tear for these movies. He will play it completely dead down the middle. But I am 100% sure Justin Lin, who is directing most of these movies...
There's no way he doesn't. There's no way he doesn't.
He's in on the joke. He knows that these movies are a parody of masculinity at this point. They are...
Well, the thing is, though, they're structurally, they're telenovelas, which is... beautiful. I love it.
Yes, it's such soap opera shit where people are like, they're back from the dead,
but they've got a marketing team. They're aware that the cultural landscape has been shifting pretty drastically these past few years. Let's be honest about it. It's not that this is new information, but the cultural landscape has decided to start shifting. I find it entirely performative in most aspects, but there is a shift that's occurring. I digress. F9. We're getting... the ladies finally passing the Bechdel test.
That's
a little bit. I mean, not entirely, but also we're getting like all girl fight sequences, right? Like a cut back in because like we've had these badass chicks in the universe for a minute now,
right?
But they never have like a girls fighting moment, and I was like, oh, okay,
yeah.
There's very clearly more screen time. They smartly realized that the person that should take up the some of the, I guess, counted like the clock time, right? In who should get as much of a presence in this movie to fill the void that has been left from Brian, right? That they've been playing with in very fascinating ways. We can get to the end of F9.
Oh, it's fascinating.
But they decided to give Letty fucking finally an identity.
Yes, and Letty has survived. She's there from F1, but her character definition is basically played by Michelle Rodriguez.
To come back from the dead.
Exactly. Her character definition is, I am played by Michelle Rodriguez. I'm a Michelle Rodriguez type, and Michelle Rodriguez.
No, they were like, I don't know, you just vibe. And
you just
like,
do your thing.
I'll say these 5 lines and look cool in a car in front of a green screen.
Exactly. Yeah. And having Letty in the, she's always been down and dirty in the cars. They've kind of kept, God, Jordana Brewster's character's name is escaping me. And it's killing me.
Is that the Toretto sister, Mia?
Mia! God bless you. Yeah.
Oh, no, they have fucked up her track. She does nothing. That was the other thing. She finally fucking fights in this movie.
Yeah, she got in the Brian romance thing, right? And then she becomes in F.
Does it make any sense that they're used to leaving her at home to take care of the baby?
And now Brian is staying
and they have an entire moment where they justify why Dom comes out of retirement for the 15th time, right? And then that logic isn't placed onto Brian. It's flimsy. It's very clearly it's like
flimsy, but it's also like your actor is dead. Like what are they supposed to do?
But they're also it's them saying to the audience, here's the deal, y'all. We just respect him too much as a person to kill off the character.
We're not going to kill off Brian, which is a decision I love.
They're never going to.
It's a decision I love, and you can't, and you also cannot bring back some horrifying Carrie Fisher pile of pixels to join the team. You cannot do that.
Please don't. For the love of God, please don't. This also not to get on topic.
Sure.
But like it does
Gross.
remind me of something that happens in this episode that we're also talking about this podcast having to do with Troy. I might need you to remind me about some Troy.
Oh my God, yes.
I think you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It is very funny and very strange, right? But like at the end of, in because at F7 they give him that great like send off that basically is like a completely meta moment with Vin Diesel like talking to the camera, and it like I'm sorry I cry. It makes me cry. It's
they knew what they were doing. It was one of those things where like as I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is when Brian died. I had to look up afterward though to make sure that was the movie. They handled it in a truly exceptional way.
I think it's graceful.
Which
it really is.
Makes me think about how are they going to what are they going to do? What is Marvel going to copy from this when it comes to?
Oh no! Chadwick Boseman is in a car.
Yeah,
he drives away.
No, fuck
it's
you!
Been a
oh
long
my God,
Kevin. Day. Sorry. But I love Chadwick Boseman. That is not at the expense of him, I hope. So the right, you get into a tricky situation. You're in a no-win situation. I think so far they've handled it pretty
done well,
pretty gracefully.
I will not lie. The very end of F9, which I will not say for the sake of spoilers, even though I guess I don't know. I was confused. I was like, but who? Like what? I was like, is it?
It's Brian.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jacob?
No, it's Brian in his very colorful sports car, but we don't see him.
Right. No, it took me after it ended, and then like 20 minutes later, I went, "Oh, it's Brian." Okay.
I don't mind it. It's like, okay, we're keeping the family, italics family together, and
I guess I don't know what it was about this time. This time around, it felt like all the stuff that happens at the end was compulsory. Like it didn't feel as justified as it typically does. It felt like, well, we need to have everybody gather, and we need to do this, and we need to do that.
It did feel like a movie where
just
they know
a tad more.
It felt it. No, I agree.
Was
and there's
F9.
It was
winky. You said it best earlier. It was winky.
It was winky, and F9 is a movie I really enjoyed. There are a couple story hiccups along the way that like.
But Kevin, super magnets and
space. All of that. Fucking beautiful.
I was like, oh shit, this is where we're at now within the progression of things. What the fuck is coming next?
No notes about any of that stuff. No notes about the real stunt they did where they like yanked a car through a building and pulled it into a truck or whatever, just like bananas nonsense they did. No notes about Ramses getting like a driving
with this franchise
scene.
That's so fascinating is this effect practical or computer generated?
I will tell you right now, a shocking amount of it is practical.
I know, that's the thing. I'm like, this looks way too real. These buildings exploding are not CG.
There is something that you cannot fake about throwing a car into another car. And it just feels so visceral and good, and it's real. When, like, they're turning the magnet on, and it's just sidewalks of cars being hurled. It's incredible. And it did get a little winky. F9, I mean, it felt like a movie where they knew they were going to make 2 more. It felt like a movie. It felt for the first time like some what I will call some MCU nonsense, where it's like, well, we're not really going to wrap this up because we know we have a couple more movies to like wrap this up, right? Is that like the Jacob plotline with John Cena, an excellent addition to the franchise. Great get. He fits right in.
Which brings me to the point I was making earlier, not to go too far off, but literally it's like, okay, hold on. You're gonna tell me that Jonathan Cena,
Big Match John, is
part of a Latina family. You're telling me that John Cena is Latino?
Right. They do a little.
They make it the tongue in cheek. I didn't know there was a Nordic line in the family. Wink, wink.
Whack, whack.
But like, come on. Are you fucking serious? The thing is, they just shoehorned the fact that they wanted John Cena to play him, and they could no longer pass off Vin as white.
Yeah.
They did it a little bit in the flashbacks, though. It seems like they're kind of retroactively being like, maybe it's Italian, but they speak Spanish because of Letty.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not personally going to worry about it. If anyone out there has broken down like the genealogy of Dominic Toretto, I welcome you to send me some insane flip chart, but for now I will allow it to be comically unclear what he is supposed to be. It's one of those like, is Spider-Man Jewish? And it's like, well, maybe.
It was written by a Jewish guy.
It's written by a Jewish guy, and he has a lot of like Jewish tendencies and relatives that appear to be Jewish.
The Jewish guy wrote Spider-Man and based it off of himself, so there's Jewish.
So it's like, yeah,
innately there.
Like the family, it's anyway. It's
at the same time his last name is Parker, and not to be a stereotype of myself, but I have not ever met another Jewish person with that last name.
Yeah, also a good point, right? It's like, all these characters are created by Jewish men,
at the same time, it is matriarchally passed down. It could have been something else, but Peter, I don't know. Anyway,
Peter is a pretty New Testament name, but you never know. You never know. Maybe Uncle Ben just set on the name Peter, and May Parker was not particularly, married to a Jewish. It doesn't matter. It's immaterial. But yes, I was skeptical for so long of this franchise because I saw the first two movies on VHS, when they came out, and I was like, I don't really understand this. This feels like 13-year-old boy nonsense, and I was not into cars.
The soft reboot was 3, right?
3 is Tokyo
No, sorry,
Drift.
it was 4. It was 4.
4 is the we're bringing the gang back for the first time since the first one. 8 years later, we are reuniting the original 4.
That's right.
Is what is called ampersand, Fast and Furious. And it's
you're in on the culture now, aren't you?
Oh, I'm in now. I'm in, baby. I'm getting the Fast and Furious magazines. And then that run from 5 to 9.
That's where it's its own thing.
I ask you to find another franchise that has consistently fucking knocked it like again and
that
again
was the
and
thing,
again.
like starting around like F4 and F5. F5 specifically, I don't know, or Fast 5. I don't know
is
what
where
it was.
It's Fast 5. That's where The Rock comes in. That is where 1 year before the 2012 Avengers film, in 2011, Fast 5 pulls the same fucking trick where they're like, here's a bunch of guys from a bunch of different movies, and we brought them together. Gal Gadot is here. Han is here. And Han is not only from, a spin-off called Tokyo Drift, he is from Justin Lin's independent movie about Asian teens in Los Angeles called Better Luck Tomorrow.
Which I need to watch now.
I need to watch it as well.
Because it's technically a prequel.
He's playing the same character. I love these movies. I'm fully fast pilled. I'm on the train.
They are fun. They are lovable garbage. I literally, it was watching that run of films for the first time was such an was a thrill. It was a thrill, and I was by myself. I'm excited to watch these in theaters.
Absolutely, yeah. Seeing F9 in theaters made me go like, God damn it! I missed 4 of these. I want so bad to go back in time and have seen the rest of them in theaters, but that is not life. I'm afraid we must live with our mistakes. We as a species are cursed with moving linearly through time.
Wow.
Wow.
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch the next one. It's gonna be so bad and so good.
It's gonna be so...
Because now because it's so clear that John Cena is gonna be like coming back as the good guy.
Big
or
maybe
Dom, maybe he runs into trouble and asks for Dom's help, but he wouldn't do that. No, I don't know. He's going to be in the next one. I'm excited to see what John Cena does. Also very excited to see him in Suicide Squad because John Cena, also a wrestler, is actually kind of decent at doing a little bit of a morph.
He is I'm not going to say like shockingly good. He's become a really steady hand, He's
consistent.
Because for a while, that was not the case. When we're talking like, the aughts and it's like the Marine the Marine, you know, like those kind of movies that are just not in movies that were playing directly to the WWE audience.
Right.
Were not very good.
They were John Cena movies.
And he was not very good. But a switch has flipped, and I
always
cannot...
had star quality, but he's definitely...
He has real star quality. He started appearing in the early 2010s. He started appearing in just comedies. He started appearing in Sisters with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. He had a very funny part in Trainwreck, the Amy Schumer movie. He started consistent. He showed up, and suddenly everyone went like, oh, I understand this guy now. The audience.
Oh, he's kind of goofy.
Oh, he's goofy. Right? He's too square-jawed. He's too muscular. He wears his, the biggest wrestler in the world for a decade wore jean shorts.
Cut off jeans. No, they weren't even, I remember that. He was huge. He came on, he wore a t-shirt and jean shorts, and he went, "You can't see me." Like,
hustle,
he
loyalty,
was literally
respect.
a stereotype of the bully in middle school, where you're like, you're a little twerp, but you also terrify me. But you're also kind of a nice guy,
right? And suddenly we all finally understood, right? Like we suddenly, okay, he's in Blockers,
which is why I think the casting for Suicide Squad is
it's impeccable.
Sublime. I'm so excited to go. We know
that James Gunn knows how to cast and use a wrestler. You know?
Yes, and it seems like I can't even get into how amazing Batista is. Unbelievable.
Okay,
he's a next level talent when it comes to wrestlers.
Here's where Batista separates himself from both The Rock and John Cena. Batista is a legit fucking great actor.
He's a great actor.
He's just a good actor. He's incredible in one scene in Blade Runner 2049. He's excellent in obviously as Drax the Destroyer. That's a great transformative performance. He is not just using
the Drax role is it's kind of insane. He's
not just using Dave the Animal Batista from the WWE. This is a completely new performance and character.
Oh, yes.
And I'm so excited for Knives Out 2, obviously. I'm really excited to see what Big Dave can do. And
Big Dave.
And yeah, the Suicide Squad, excited that Cena is now in the Fast franchise. It's a perfect get, you know?
The action movie has been revitalized. It is we are going to get this contemporary wave of what was the big Hollywood thing in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we are in a big flare up, and but also a lot of these franchises have they've set their end date. You know, there's 2 more Mission Impossible movies. There's 2 more Fast and Furious movies, and again, these are main lines. Who knows if there's going to be spin-offs or TV shows or whatever? But a lot of them are setting sail, and besides the MCU, there hasn't been a lot of. Well, I guess there's John Wick. And who knows where that's going? Now they're doing John Wick TV shows,
right? John Wick is still in what would be considerably its infancy.
They're rolling up the 4th now, but Keanu Reeves is not a young man. You know, who knows how long you've feasibly.
Keanu Reeves is invincible. We literally can't even get into it.
I do not wish to discuss.
Before anything, is just going to lean in a little bit harder to that Liam Neeson. Yeah, I'm old, but I'll still kick your ass kind of thing. I don't know. I also don't think he gives old man energy. And I don't think he ever will. I
look forward to when he does. I actually think that will be a great new tool in his Swiss Army knife. I think it will unlock a new Keanu Reeves, because we are in our 3rd iteration of Keanu Reeves, and I'm looking forward to the 4th. I'm looking forward to now he is old man Keanu. Now he is the steady man old player that you call in. For a different type
done.
Of
we'll
role.
Get it done. Ooh, so I know that people are always talking about Keanu Reeves. Do you think Keanu Reeves would ever do a Fast movie?
I mean, he's the guy you want to get. You know, if we could get Keanu to be the Charlize's right hand in Fast 10, who then dies at the end of the movie.
Does Keanu do bad guys?
Sometimes, and I would like to see it. I think
I can't think of a time I've seen Keanu as a bad guy. I would love to see that. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, we bring him in. I think that would be
goofy.
fun. The other big one that I'm like, my God, I would love to see it. And he's a little past his prime at this point. But if they could get Jackie Chan for one of these goddamn movies, I would lose my mind.
Oh my God.
I would, or Angelina Jolie. If you can get either one of those people,
Ooh.
I
wow.
will.
If you pulled in Angelina, I mean, Tom would never do it.
Cruise?
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't.
There's no way in hell he would ever do it.
Tom is Tom, and Tom is the
Tom and nobody
Tom
else.
is Tom is the
Tom's not
headliner.
going to go to a Vin shoot. Is basically
No, Tom will do a lot of different kinds of movies, but they do have to star Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise does have to be first billed in whatever movie you are doing, even if it's like, you know, a beautiful, like soulful ensemble piece like Magnolia. Tom Cruise is still the top bill in that movie. You know,
I've actually seen that one. But yeah.
Oh, it's one of my favorites. When I'm depressed, when I'm just like hopelessly depressed.
Okay.
That's
does it make
the
you
one.
feel happy, or does it let you embrace the depressed?
It lets me
Two
embrace
different kinds of people.
It lets me embrace the depressed. It lets me go.
Okay. So if I'm trying to be fucking sad.
I see all of these depressed people, and I can now see that there are other people that are going through sadnesses, and that I am not alone in this. I put on, you know, the nearly 3-hour masterpiece about LA people being sad, Magnolia.
Catharsis.
Yeah. This was a nice, tight 42 minutes on the Fast and Furious franchise, because this is, of course, Advanced Community Studies, a podcast where we watch and talk about the American television comedy show Community 1 or 2 episodes at a time. We are also the premier podcast of the Yahoo Screen Podcasting Network.
Yahoo.
I am one of your hosts, TV's Kevin Lanigan, and I have a brain the size of Jupiter. I'm no one's fourth Ghostbuster.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jace. I use they, them pronouns, and I was gonna try and somehow make like an auditory joke about like me getting arrested, like how Britta gets arrested in the coffee shop for mooching the Wi-Fi, but I don't know if that's effective. Just because I don't know. Anyway, I'm being arrested. Please carry on with the podcast without me. What's up? How you doing? I'm very excited to go over this episode. That was a terrible intro.
Flawless. No, everyone sit here. I'm going to leave a second of silence. Everyone just sit here and think about the bit Jace could have done.
There's no way to do that bit without planning it with someone on the receiving line, because the entire bit is funny, you know?
Yeah,
it was like,
absolutely.
I can't understand them. So if it's just garbled nonsense, it's not funny. It's only funny when you have Abed going, "Is she getting arrested?" And then you're like, "Oh, that is what's happening.
I'm being
Got
arrested.
it.
Okay, but let me go. My civil right." Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to convey, because then making jokes about internet connections cutting out just seems like your internet connection is cutting out. It's not. It doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. There needs to be another element involving. It somehow needs to be, the audience needs to be informed that it's diegetic and not actually happening. Anyways, regardless, that whole moment actually took on a very different meaning in the Zoom world we currently live in.
Yeah,
I was like, kind of better internet connection, FaceTime, like one-on-one call comedy than I've seen from people trying to profit off of this cultural moment. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
And it came out in 2015, you know? Who could have foreseen? That's right, the Illuminati controls all our lives, and they are telling us...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
COVID was made up just to make Community Season 6 funnier.
COVID was paid for by Yahoo Screen.
Dan Harmon.
Dan Harmon, the Rick and Morty guy? Did he have another show?
No, this is the only show he's ever made.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, Rick and Morty. So yeah, let's after a beautiful few minutes covering the Fast and Furious franchise, let's slide on to this episode, shall we? Let's glide on in. Because, of course, we are talking about Season 6, Episode 5, Laws of Robotics and Party Rights, directed by Rob Schrab, written by Dean Young. In this episode, Greendale attempts to take advantage of a program of allowing prisoners to remotely attend Greendale classes. Jeff, of course, comes to blows with one particularly avuncular and charismatic gentleman
Willie
named Willie.
Doing for my intro.
No, that's okay. Community Willie, because I feel like I'm supposed to know who this guy is. Am I wrong? Do I feel like I'm supposed to recognize this actor?
The actor?
Be like, I feel like I'm supposed to recognize him, but I just don't.
See, I don't recognize anybody, so I can't help you there.
Yeah, that's a bad call. Actor Brian Van Holt apparently was on the television show Cougar Town, which is Community.
No
relevant.
way. Okay, well that is indeed an Easter egg.
That is indeed an Easter egg, and I was completely oblivious to it, having seen a maximum of 6 episodes of Cougar Town. Not because it's not good.
I have seen a maximum of 6 episodes less than you.
Wow, excellent. I tried to watch it basically because of Community, and it was not bad. It's a Bill Lawrence comedy, creator of Scrubs and Ted Lasso, other shows that everybody loves.
I've heard it's great. I'm very excited to watch it.
I just haven't gotten around to it.
I started True Blood. I'm like in.
Oh,
yeah, I'm in a hole right now. I love it so much.
AIDS burger. Have you gotten to that part yet?
I know the scene. That I saw that scene before
Okay.
I started watching the show. I actually found out that actor recently passed away, and that's why I was like, I gotta fucking watch this show
Time
now.
to watch True Blood. I understand.
Wow.
I'm still deep in my Sopranos hole, and
Yeah.
after Sopranos hole, I think I'm going to finally restart and finish Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. A very different.
I still haven't finished Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I should do that.
That's a show.
Maybe we should
almost
talk about that next. We're almost done with this.
Maybe could we convince Daddy Host to watch Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
That would be actually so funny. Getting the two of us musical theater nerds.
That would be interesting.
Would be. Let's see if we can pressure him into it. We'd
Let's
be
see
like,
if we
look,
can-
here's the deal. You've got 2 children, right? They're watching Disney musicals all the time. Let's get you familiar all the time. Let's get you familiar with just the format.
Because
Let's
if
get
you are
with
familiar
genre
with
from a
any
different perspective.
popular music or musical, there is a parody version of it on Crazy
Yeah.
Ex-Girlfriend. And I just never finished the 4th season. It was just time and New York and
I'm
moving.
somewhere
It just
along those
didn't-
lines as well. I think there was 4, and then there's 5. Is there 6 seasons?
No, there's 4
Or 5.
total. 4 is the
Oh, there's 4. Oh,
Yeah.
then I think maybe I just haven't seen the 4th season. That's the one where they replaced one of the actors, right?
Yes, but I didn't even get that far. But I do know that it did happen.
I haven't seen that one either. Okay,
Yeah,
so then I think
so-
we're probably around the same spot. We
Okay.
should, even if we don't regard this, none of this is relevant. Even if we don't record My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend for a podcast, I think we should try and do a watch together for that.
Yeah,
That would be really fun to do
that sounds
together.
good. My plan was, because I'm almost done with season 5 of The Sopranos, so there's 18 episodes left or something like that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying
so-
18 seasons. I was a bit
No. No, there's 6 or 7, depending on who you ask. And
What is
it's
that?
so HBO cut the last season in half, so there's 12 episodes and then 6 more. HBO calls them 6A and 6B. The creator of The Sopranos calls them 7 seasons. So it depends on who you ask.
Okay.
Yeah, it's needlessly complicated. But my plan is to read Rachel Bloom's book, which I've had since Christmas, and I haven't cracked it open. And I'm going to read that alongside, kind of in the same way I'm doing my little Sopranos book.
Wait, is there? Oh, you're gonna read it at the same. Sorry, I thought you were. For some reason, when you described it in that way, I started thinking that her book was kind of like the Hamilton kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about? The book that
I
Lynn
do.
released.
I
That was
have
a
it.
read along with Hamilton.
I have it on the shelf. Listen, I was very deep in that Hamilton hole. It was
Hey.
very deep. We all
Look,
were.
it had a as what I like to refer to as a cultural chokehold.
It had a cultural chokehold, and we are only really now seeing the chokehold represented on screen, with a year where we're getting 5 movie musicals. Which, like, when was the last time that happened? The 40s?
Well, the musical surge was happening just before it as well, but that really solidified it.
This
It was
is
the first
really-
time we had a Broadway musical reach mainstream in a similar respect to when Wicked happened. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But
yeah. Anyway, that's
yeah.
fun. This is allegedly a community podcast, but we
somehow we started.
digress.
We left.
I was
we started, we
halfway
left.
through the description of what the episode is about, Willie, and then in the B story, Britta wants to throw a rager at their apartment, so she
An
has
incredibly
Abed
memorable
film
plotline.
a movie of a rager, and there's a lot of it's a cute little apartment storyline on top of that.
Girls.
Oh, the female friends thing
That killed me.
that killed me.
Oh
It's
my
so funny.
god!
It's the second time they do something
It's a new
like that.
experimental form of meta for the show,
Mhm.
but it fits. It feels right. It also feels self-referential to season 4 and stuff
Sure.
like that. But they also do it a bunch in this season in particular. Because the whole it's very clear they're joking about spin-offs and callbacks. That's like the thing that they're focused on as a
Yeah.
season, which also leads us to that. Did you finish the description? Because I'm about to dive in.
No, we're done. The Troy thing.
Okay.
We're about to talk about the Troy thing because
It also-
this episode with that meta lens comes right up to the line where Abed is aware that we are watching him on Yahoo Screen.
That's
It
what I
comes-
was about
it
to
comes
say. Yes.
right up to the precipice of
I just
Abed
wanted to
being
make
aware.
this moment worthwhile. Oh my god, with the air horn,
The
that
fake cutaway.
kills. And then when they do the cutaway, he says, "Oh, I walked in with you with a bunch of lizards and Leonard naked." He was like, "Oh, reverse Godzilla." He's like, "Yeah, that was also for a moment like that." And then he just looks off to the side for a second, gets a little confused, and then they move on.
Have you ever watched Family Guy? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I assume everyone has a little bit.
No, Family Guy is all cutaways. That's the whole
Well,
show.
yeah. But it reminds me of a very specific moment on Family Guy where, and I haven't watched Family Guy in a decade, but like, it's constant cutaways, and at one point they set up a cutaway, and then there's a pause, and he's like, "Are we not going to do a flashback? No flashback? Okay, moving on." It's funny. I don't know. There was that golden era where Family Guy was really, really funny. But yes, this is the moment where Abed basically like leaps out of your browser and comes at you. It's very funny.
But it doesn't feel like the beginning of season 4 when Abed reaches another level of meta, and the end of season 4 where Abed reaches another level. Like, those don't feel in the vein, and this is just like tasty. Like, that's the meta that I crave.
Absolutely. It's right. It's again like it's like Tyrese in Fast 9. You're like, okay, we are at, if you go one step further, the reality is shattered. But you just crept up to it enough. And anyway, it's funny. I like I like both of these plot lines. This episode is not like, oh, I'm bowled over with how great and funny it is, but also like both of these are fucking solid. It feels like
these are solid plot lines.
it feels like a great season 1 episode. Does that make sense when I say that? It feels like
that's like a surprisingly appropriate description of this episode. It feels structurally very reminiscent of season 1. I'm sorry, I can't stop thinking about the Troy moment that I
Hey
thought
Troy,
of when
and then just
It's just
black
a
man's
hand.
hand reaches in from outside. Very funny. Right, it's funny. There's a great moment that has been used in an infinite number of BrittAnnie ship, video compilations where she just gets right up in Britta's ear and is like, "You'll beg for my forgiveness."
Yes.
Yeah, it's a real like dumb sub moment that happens very suddenly.
It's so good. I also love one of the small details of this episode that I love is when they're at the bar afterward later on because they want to make sure that Jeff is allowed to go to the meeting. And Britta says that I'm dumb, and that rules are good and they have a reason, and I should follow rules. That whole thing, and she says like, "All hail Annie," and she goes, "Thank you," and then Leroy goes, "Wow," and then they do a little high five moment. kills me.
Kills me. That's Elroy's little runner in this episode of like, am I?
It's so funny. Wait, have we gotten to the episode where he admits that he enables white people?
No. That's not for
that moment is.
That's not for a while. But this is basically where, yeah, he. Oh my god, this is a precursor to him being too approving.
We see him doing
white
it.
People.
To
But
Annie.
this is he's only like Elroy does not have a big part in this episode, but he's very funny in that opening sequence
No,
where
he's a
like,
very
oh,
small
did
Wait,
someone say
okay, do
black
we
and
think-
now I have to approve it? No, I'll allow it.
It's so.
Are we?
it's
Is
so
this a
dumb.
cult?
Yeah,
Are you gonna eat me?
that's the black character in any horror movie, and he goes, "Yeah, I'll allow it." Like,
I'll allow it.
what was it? Oh my god, I forgot what I was gonna say.
You're talking about acknowledging that someone was black. You're
Oh
talking...
no! Sorry. So the moment, going back to the thing, the moment where he gives Annie a high five. Do we think that is him coming up as a character? Do we think that him as a character, that's him enabling a white person, or playing off of what we've seen these past couple episodes, where he's just unrelentingly mean to Britta for no good reason?
I ask, can it not be both? I ask that great dialogue scenes are layered. And,
look, the actor brought depth.
He brought depth. And
I could see that as an actor moment, him being like, this is funny because this reminds me of this thing that I do. Hey, can we do with this? Can we play with me just supporting whiteness?
I fucking...
or whatever.
My girlfriend saw that scene for the first time, like, very recently, and was like...
this is a guy...
She is not a big Community fan, but that scene got her. I just think it truly like transcends to another level.
Season 6, genuinely an amazing season.
Genuinely an amazing season, and so many fucking good little bits and little episodes. And this
Craig Pelton screaming Willie over a broken iPad. It's peak drama. It is a perfect natural progression of his role. And then the 100%. Way that they carry the ceremony of them being like, we're going to employ you as a wedding ceremony makes perfect sense. Also, love the fact that they are just like, also, do you also willingly acknowledge that the 13th Amendment did not abolish slavery entirely? I'm like, damn, this is fucking...
Damn. Okay,
all
yes.
right.
Can we discuss the lens that this episode has? Oh, well, shit. Well, all right, fuck that.
Nope, that's the end of our show. Thanks, guys. Good night. Pop.
Fuck that then. See you at F10. Can you...
I had to do it for Daddy Host.
No, I completely understand. That where when he is away. Oh, by the way, we didn't say it. Daddy Host is on assignment. Not here.
On assignment. It's just, I feel like the people that listen are aware that there are sometimes when either myself or Caleb are just out
here.
And about.
And if you haven't heard Caleb in the first hour of the podcast, he's probably not going to be here.
If you don't hear him for the first 20, though, that does sometimes happen. But by the time we start talking about the episode, he's there.
Speaking of Daddy Host, he just messaged us saying the Suicide Squad rips. So there you go.
Oh! Fuck, I knew it would. Oh.
Yeah, of course it did.
I saw somebody on, what is it called, Letterboxd? Is that the thing?
Yeah, that's the site that I use. Yeah.
That I've tried to use, and I'm unfortunately just not there with my cinema consumption yet. But, who knows?
That's okay.
Anyway,
it doesn't, you just log what you're watching, and then you follow people, and you're like, that looks interesting, but anyway, I can teach you Letterboxd later.
But I saw someone, I don't even think it was on Letterboxd, I think it was like a screenshot of someone's Letterboxd, and it said, I decided to rank all of the DC movies. Because I recently rewatched all of the DC Extended Universe movies, and I decided to rank them. And this was someone who had access to seeing Suicide Squad, right?
Yes.
And top 2, Dark Knight, The Suicide Squad.
Wow.
And Suicide Squad was like almost second to, like, was bottom 5 easily, right? Because it was a trash movie.
It's unwatchable. It's like I never finished it, and that's not something I do.
No, it's like right next
to
to Justice League, and like, but it's funny they have Snyder Cut and Justice League as 2 separate films.
Yeah, that's as Letterboxd does actually. They are
literally.
separate,
So it was like
2 separate films.
But
Is
yeah,
what it is.
very excited that he enjoyed it. That's his little cameo Easter egg for this episode.
Sounds great. I think I'm seeing it next Wednesday. Tomorrow.
It comes out on HBO Max on.
Yeah, I wanna
Friday.
see it big. I have AMC stubs. I can see 3 movies a week for no extra charge. You know, like.
I should start doing that.
And next Wednesday, my partner out of town, and I am working in the city on Wednesday, and it's like, well, shit. What if I saw
Wait,
Suicide
which Wednesday? Wait, if you're gonna see it on Wednesday, I'll go with you.
The 11th? Yeah, sounds great.
Oh wait, unless I might actually have a gig. Hold on,
Well,
let me see.
we'll circle. Let's
We'll get back to this. We don't need to do this live.
We're planning a little date.
It depends what time, but I might be able to do it, and that sounds like a fun time.
I think I've got 7, but I'm flexible there because the plan was honestly go to the AMC 19th Street, see the Suicide Squad, and then go right into a screening, another screening of The Green Knight, round 2. But we'll see.
You want to see it again? I'll leave you to see it a second
That
time.
was because this Wednesday I'm seeing Pig again, and I was like, damn, I saw The Green Knight this past weekend, and I was like, I want to watch this movie again. and I can't do that without going back to the theater, so I guess that's what I'm doing. And again, AMC stubs for $20 a month. You can see up to 3 movies a week for no extra charge. That's my little
sponsor.
That's my little plug for AMC stubs. Anyway,
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. But what I want to discuss about this episode of Community, the podcast we are nominally doing, is this episode's lens on prison and the prison industrial complex. And I want to try and appoint this episode a position because I do. It's slightly wishy-washy. I just rewatched an episode of The Simpsons from like later Simpsons where they also have like a prisoner who is he's physical in this one, but he's staying with the Simpsons, and he's like, is he trying to reform or is he a crime man? And early Simpsons would have done a really nuanced take on this that is like had a more liberal point of view, and of course, but Simpsons from the 2010s had him, of course, be like a pyromaniac. Like it's the politics of the show changed over time, and but this episode I think does a pretty good job in my eyes of, yes, we have this Willie prison character who is kind of a nefarious being, but the episode also does not shy away from the grim ills of prison and the prison industrial complex, and like they, again, like you previously pointed out, at their like weird little wedding ceremony or whatever, the prison warden says like, now as you understand, the 13th Amendment outlawed slavery for everyone except prisoners, so we have no choice but to pay you 13 cents an hour. Which is it is funny, but it is also like cutting. Like, Community is out here saying, like, we all know this is modern slavery.
It's not only the cutting, it's unapologetically political.
Yes. In following up on last week's episode about being political and being openly political.
Well, man,
and then segue.
It's so funny that this was airing on a Yahoo streaming service, because aside from this, I only associate Yahoo as being the primary source for a bunch of conservatives.
Yeah, it before conservatives got their own websites, Yahoo's like opinion section was not excellent. But also, next week's episode is also a very interesting piece about contemporary politics, which we will get into. But this, I think this lands in a very interesting place. It doesn't go full tilt, obviously, like prison abolition. It doesn't end with like Jeff Winger realizing, but Jeff is acknowledging from the beginning, even in his own way, where he's using it to like make a point and earn more money. He's like, hey, listen, not everyone in prison is bad, and not everyone is who is outside is not evil. And Britta's like, who's this guy?
Yeah. Such a fun minute. And then he goes, $300,000, and she goes,
right.
Right.
Of course, yes. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It doesn't go full tilt into what I think would be like a radical statement, but it also is not willing to shy away from it. And even in a joke sense. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I should stop talking. What are your thoughts?
On what?
I don't know, this episode's political position on prisons. If you're not interested in that, you can say
I don't know. I wanted to make sure I wasn't too late. I was already running late, so I was skimming through a little bit of some of the debriefs. I think, was it uncharacteristic of a show to demonstrate them as real people with desires to get better? Yeah, uncharacteristic for the time. Simultaneously, Jeff's main beef is with a prisoner who is in there for killing someone, and then one of the first things we see him do is try to kill Jeff.
Also, yes.
But it's that says less about the prison industrial complex as it does about the character that they wrote, but still just an interesting. It's just. It doesn't feel like they were like, we're gonna make a point with this episode. It felt like they went, hey, we're just like brutally aware of the reality, and that is what is unique about this as a take or an aesthetic or an inclusion. I don't even know the way to describe its presence in this episode. That's how it's distinguished from other shows of the time that covered this. I mean, exciting.
This
decidedly
is
not intentional in my eyes, but
right.
Then again, what's new? I think it's an informed creator who's just speaks his mind without necessarily having. It's not pointed, and I don't think that this is the venue for a pointed critique, and so I think it works for me. I like it. Good job. Thumbs up.
Yeah, I like it. I would say certainly on the grand scale of like mainstream sitcoms, this is a remarkably like progressive take on the whole thing.
Perspective.
Even if you again have like the comedy scene where like an iPad on a stick tries to murder a man.
That's the other thing is that's just like unapologetically a fucking funny image.
That's funny.
So it's
funny.
Yeah, I mean, of course they had to. That was probably, honestly, the inspiration for the episode. They were like, what if an iPad on a stick tried to kill Jeff? And they were like, okay, let's make it work.
Yeah, it just feels like, and I am making this up out of thin air, it feels like they went like concept first, but they're like, well, if we're doing the concept of like the prisoner, and then that naturally leads to conflict with Jeff, if you have like the handsome, charismatic prisoner, and then what if they were remote? I feel like someone must have read an article, perhaps on Yahoo, about a similar sort of thing happening, and then they were like, we can make an episode out of this.
But I think that's also, I don't think that's really necessarily something out of character for this show and the way it's been written. I think even when we've talked with writers in the past, like, we know that there's sometimes, like, we know we want to do this kind of concept, maybe this kind of concept, let's see if we can make something work. Yeah. And I think in that sense, I think you're right what you said earlier, this episode truly feels like a season 1 episode. In a lot of respects.
This feels like where, like, it's also like
it's so comfy. It feels at home.
It feels like nice and cozy. The stakes are not ridiculous. You're not going to like completely reinvent the wheel every week. Like a season 2 or a season 3 doing this same concept would have made it into like an elaborate, homage to Cape Fear. With the Scorsese and De Niro Cape Fear or something like that. Like it would have been a structural change for the show. But in season 6, it's like, oh, it's a bunch of iPads on sticks. Like, we're going to do recognizable genre things like we did in season 1 without it completely transforming the visual and audio language of the show, which is fine. I find it very cozy. Season 6 is a season I just go to a lot as, like, I just want to put on something that'll make me feel nice. I just want to put on something make me feel good.
I just want to feel less bad than I do right now.
And
too much to ask?
Too much to ask? Could I get a little Frankie, a little Elroy, make me feel a little better?
Just a tiny bit. Get Frankie and Elroy come together, give me a little bit of serotonin. Do your body good.
Just give me a little injection. Can I get a little serotonin injection of Britta describing hoisted by her own petard?
Okay, what is it says don't. The episode explicitly says don't look that up. I actually have literally hadn't heard this expression aside from this episode.
Really?
I still haven't looked it up. I don't know what it means. I had never heard it before.
I have heard the expression. I also do not know. Much like Britta, I am unsure of its origins. I used to picture pantaloons being hoisted. Big billowy pants. I have no idea. But what hoisted
Big
by your
flowy
own
pants.
All right. You know what? Are we prepared to find out what this means?
Are we? Is this something we're allowed to say? If it's something, because the first thing that came to mind was, is it just like being yanked up by your insert large beep noise right here?
Okay, so it is nothing offensive, right? It's none of those like, okay, this phrase has its origin in a horrible place, and it is nothing like that. So to hoist with his own petard, the according to the Wikipedia.
I was like, what did you call me?
The phrase's meaning is literally that a bomb maker is hoisted off the ground with his own bomb. A petard is a small explosive device. So you are the creator of your own. You set something in motion that is your own downfall. Does that make sense? No,
that makes sense. Literally, that's such a bizarre image to visualize.
One guess which wordsmith came up with this phrase.
He made a lot of what?
He made a lot of phrases.
Yeah, it's not Shakespeare. It can't be Shakespeare.
It was Billy Shakes.
No fucking way. I was gonna say Shakespeare. I was like, that doesn't sound. Are you serious?
Is it Billy Shakes?
That's fucking wild. That dude came up with a lot of phrases.
They came up with a lot of phrases, you know? It's like, what's going on? Eyeball. That was his. That's wild.
Eyeball? Eyeball?
Yeah, eyeball. That was his. No one else had put that combination of words together before.
my favorite one is in a pickle.
That was him?
I'm in a pickle. That was
That's
him?
Crazy. That's crazy that this guy came up with all these phrases.
How long ago is this? This guy just said, I'm in a pickle, which makes no fucking sense, but now we all know what it means.
The 1400 what? He came up with that phrase all by himself?
Whoa, man. Those must have been some really good pickles, man.
Man, I bet Elizabethan theater troops had really good pickles, man.
Yeah, they were just like laced with LSD. So when you were in trouble, it was basically like when you had too many pickles and you went, "I'm gonna pick." I have no idea. I don't know. That
doesn't sound right, but also who knows?
Doesn't sound right. No,
but also who knows? I don't know a lot. The eyeball one is the one I can always remember, but everyone is familiar with like, oh, there's 115.
Every theater person I know has a different favorite Shakespeare phrase.
That it's like, he came up with this,
one that he made up is
this.
Sometimes they're really poetic and pretty, and sometimes they're eyeball in a pickle, you know?
Right.
Hoisted up by, what is it?
Hoisted by your own petard. It sounds like something that rich people wear with a lot of hoops and buckles when they're feeling particularly smug, but then the poor people would hoist them up by it, to teach them a lesson. I love their little friendship here, where Jeff's like, "Your explanation is better. Don't look it up. yours is better." I think that's cute. I like them. They are.
It's
friends.
also so brilliantly kind of like a reference. It feels it's evocative of French Revolution, which just makes sense for Britta to say.
It does feel evocative of the French Revolution.
You feel it, right? It evokes that feeling.
100%. If petard, we shall storm the Bastille and hoist them by our own petard.
But I mean, the way that Britta describes it, though, with like the poor people, and they're really upset with fancy pants.
The French are still undefeated at fucking with like the establishment. The French are still fucking, nobody does it better. Nobody.
Yeah, they're like, I'm
better.
sorry, did you forget who's in charge here? Because we'll pull out the guillotines again. We'll fucking do it.
We'll fucking the bourgeoisie. I'm sorry, no, it's the proletariat. I was thinking the proletariat. Fuck, god damn it, fucking.
Well, you didn't give any context. Those are both French words.
Those are both French words, but the proletariat is in charge. lest we forget. Anyway, French Revolution, cool guys.
Cool guys.
Cool guys. Big fan. Big fan.
Right,
Huge fucking fan of the French Resistance and their whole deal. And the French Revolution and its whole deal. You know what, France? Thumbs up. Do you remember that insane period in the late 90s? You were unbebe, as was I.
4.
But do you? Okay,
5.
are you culturally familiar with this moment where, like, in an act of blind patriotism, it became like an official U.S. decree that we're going to stop calling them French fries and start calling them freedom fries? Do you recall this cultural moment?
Are you fucking... Who declared this? Who... what?
Yeah, it was a whole...
No, I was not a functioning person at that point in time.
I mean, but you know some history. You're aware of some things that happened before you were born. Let me...
I was alive when this happened, and I do not remember that.
Alright, we're going back to Wikipedia, looking up freedom fries.
Oh my gosh. Because, I know that they're currently mostly just called fries now.
Yeah, but they're French fries. We all know. Freedom... Freedom fries was a politically motivated renaming for French fries in the United States. The term was created in February 2003 in a North Carolina restaurant and was widely publicized a month later when the then Republican chairman of the Committee of the House, Bob Ney, renamed the menu item in 3 congressional cafeterias. The political renaming occurred in context of France's opposition to the proposed invasion of Iraq, although some restaurants around the nation followed the renaming.
That is so deeply fucked up. Are you serious?
The term became unpopular in part due to declining support for the Iraq War.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
If you... Folks out there, if you have ever in your life doubted the petty nonsense of the Republican Party of the United States, I present freedom fries.
Oh my...
The French were not super into us invading a country that had nothing to do with 9/11, and in retaliation...
I have never snorted on this podcast.
Have you, Jace, have you ever noticed
that, oh my god,
that to a Republican, the worst thing that can possibly happen is that you be taken out of the equation at a franchise eatery or big box store? Have you ever noticed that that is what they consider to be the greatest slight against their person? Because they have no culture, so they're like, if IHOP is serving French fries, I cannot eat them.
Being a grown-ass adult human being with, supposedly a brain inside the head. Right?
Allegedly,
allegedly, right?
A not inconsiderable amount of political
what's going to be my act of defiance? French fries? I'm going to rename them. And you know what? It's going to be so big. It's going to have such a cultural impact. It's going to change the way we talk about food and patriotism. Can you fucking imagine?
Do you know what word we love to throw around pointlessly more than any other? Freedom.
Freedom. Also, though, it's also so fucked up. It's like, yeah, we're going to just, use freedom as a distraction while we bomb little brown kids. Yeah? Good. Freedom!
That's their big fucking thing every time, where they just, like... It's like in a movie where you're breaking into, like, a house and you need to distract the dog so you get out, like, a raw steak. But, like, it's a political cartoon and the Republican is waving, it says freedom. And they throw it to the dogs every time they want to get away with some horse shit.
I'm having a flashback to growing up in Florida, which was the worst. And there was this one wall with a mural on it that we used to drive by all the time. And I forget where it was. And it literally said, freedom comes at a cost.
Freedom isn't free.
Yeah,
it costs folks like you and me.
It was like a pro-military, and I remember looking at that and being like, what kind of internalized nationalistic propaganda bullshit is this?
Freedom isn't free. No, there's a hefty fucking fee. And if you don't,
Did we cover this episode? I feel like we did.
I think we did.
The bumper is an exceptional bumper. I must say, this is a very good bumper.
It's an exquisite
eradicate,
bumper.
eradicate, and the janitor's just like eradicate.
That's good.
It's beautiful. It's a brilliant. The amount of the level of detail that they put in that bumper. It's a long bumper too.
It's
Chang
a long
somehow
bumper?
in their house, pooping in their bathroom. Dean lying about his computer not working just so he can sit on Jeff's lap. What do we got?
A lot of Elroy is his Winnebago is being broken by street youths.
Yes, so we just get his butt full camera. Frankie being like, I just think this is a good idea. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Annie not knowing how to control the thing.
She doesn't know
WASD. Getting arrested while her signal cuts out.
Beautiful. It's dense. There's a lot going on. And it's also like, just from a production standpoint, it's just like a bunch of actors in front of green screen that you composited in. Like, it's not a low labor kind of thing that you've done here. Exceptional shit. Love it. So what are we thinking? Vis-a-vis rankings
for the
I would
actually. I'm looking near Britta's penis test and Horsepot 3000, and I'm inclined to put it somewhere near there, which seems really low because that's 32-33, but also that's front half. That's top.
That's top. There are 100 end tags, so being like 32-33, that's not bad. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. That's a C.
I would maybe go down to beneath fake outtakes. I would maybe go to like 35.
Dean and Duncan don't get Tex Mex. That's such a good one too.
That's a good one. No, but let's
no.
Sounds at each other.
You know what? Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, sounds great.
Do I want to put it underneath that one though? I almost feel like it's definitely above In the Morning with Rich for me. I'm kind of split. I could almost see Dean and Duncan don't get Tex-Mex as funnier than this one.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
I think it's also because, you know what? Dean and Duncan don't get Tex-Mex is one of those rare moments where we get two powerhouses and they're the only ones in the room.
You know what? Yeah.
It's just, yeah. That's such a, Dean and Duncan don't get Tex-Mex. It's
testing. What do we call this one? iPad meeting? I don't know. iPad on a stick. That checks out.
All hyphenated to be iPad on a stick.
iPad meeting. On a stick. Thank you. Yes, it is important. Punctuation is a tool, much like any other. Also, underrated joke from this episode when like the iPads are going into the meeting and they're checking their prisoner credentials, and Elroy shows up and the guy's like, "You can go in," and then they swap with Jeff. Anyway, it's good.
Yeah, that's like a weird, bizarre subversion of a trope that like somehow. It's like, they literally force the audience into a position where, like, that doesn't make sense, but I know it's racist.
You have to acknowledge the racism of it, that he just assumes, he checks the white guy's credentials.
It was like an act of, like, not treating him as hostilely as they... It's a really bizarre moment, but it really is just like that. I don't know how, but that was racist.
I don't know how, but I get that. That tingle goes down my spine a lot, where I'm like, I don't know, I can't articulate why this feels racist.
I don't have the historical context I was deprived of in school to understand why this is racist, but something in me lets me know that this is in fact racist.
This feels racist. I can't put my finger on it, but my white guilt is doing somersaults. This feels racist.
I don't feel good saying that line. That one makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, ranking this episode.
Oh God, I don't even
like
know
this
where to start.
one.
I do like this one.
Mid. So like pilot, repilot.
Oh.
Slight edge above like a pilot or a repilot.
I could give it an edge on remind me what happens in. Oh no, I could I could maybe give it a slight edge to Repilot. What's bondage and beta male sexuality again?
That is the one where Jeff and Duncan are kind of like competing for Britta at a bar, and that's the one where Hickey handcuffs Abed
I could put this one above that.
The filing cabinet.
Yeah, I could put this one above that.
Yeah.
Oh, the filing cabinet's a great one though.
The filing cabinet's a good plot line. It's a good plot line.
Paranormal Parentage. We're close. This is the general vicinity.
This is the right zone. Paranormal Parentage is the season 4 Halloween episode in Pierce's mansion.
I love that one so much. I have to look at
Advantage Scooby-Doo, I think.
Which one's intro to political science, just for a little bit more context?
The season 2 election episode.
Oh, pop.
Correct.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, I'll give Paranormal Parentage the edge on this, which is... No, actually... I feel so complicated about this. It's either just above Paranormal Parentage or just below it, because it's like I feel, this is the highest ranked season 4 episode. No, Herstory of Dance is higher than this.
There's 2 4s above this one because there's also Basic Human Anatomy, the body swap episode.
I just think this is such a solid season 6 episode.
I agree.
That I feel weird putting it just below, but that is one of my favorite.
But it is above, the lion's share.
This one's below Paranormal Parentage. This one's the new 66. Yeah,
get your kicks.
It's a good app.
Just a solid.
How many episodes are we at right now? This is 66 out of what? 100 what?
102.
We've watched 102 episodes of this fucking show.
That's absolutely correct.
We've talked about it every week for the past year.
That's correct. There are 8 left to go.
There's 8? Holy shit. That's a month and a half. Not even. Maybe 2 months?
Maybe.
At our rate, 2 months.
Yeah, something like that. 102 eppies.
We're going to have a grand total of 110 apps, right? For the show.
Of Community, but our podcast, no. Obviously, because we did.
No, because we did doubles for the first few seasons.
We did a lot of doubles, yeah.
Wow.
Ain't that something?
We're going to need to do like a retrospective special. Like
I agree.
This is one of the like the completionist goal thing, the thing that that's apparently an award you can get in video games that I literally wouldn't ever dream of trying to fucking accomplish.
Oh, this feels like all the other achievements.
Like I'm not getting all the fucking Riddler trophies. Shut the fuck up.
Jesus, no. That's what YouTube is for. You just watch somebody else do it. You just watch the end and you're like, that is not worth collecting 1,000 Riddler trophies.
It's
some games it's pretty easy.
Like having a bunch of content, it's too much. It's too much.
Sometimes it's okay to not, optimize bang for buck. Sometimes it's okay to.
I got all of my favorite aspects of the Riddler done already. Don't need these little ones.
Exactly.
I
digress. Some games it's easier to get the platinum trophy than others.
Sure.
Some games you're like, oh, I could easily do this.
I was recently. That's how I felt. I was like Spider-Man. I was like, you know what? I can finish all the challenges and do all the things. I can do this. I could. And now
Spider-Man doesn't even. Spider-Man doesn't even make you get gold. You have to get silver at all the challenges. So that
Wait, that's the silver?
I think most of the achievements on the Spider-Man game are like, get silver in all of the everything.
But even just as a completionist thing, I just I'm not doing all the challenges.
No.
I'm just do main plot. I can't. There's so much.
The first time I played that game, I left a lot of stuff undone because I was like, I want to see how the story wraps up. I want to see what's going on.
When I played the main game, I did everything. Everything.
Oh, but you're talking about
minus a few DLC. Street crime things, especially towards the end. I was like, I just gotta. This is an intense battle. I need to do this.
Yeah. Those I left. I was like, I'm not gonna swing around aimlessly for hours waiting for street crime.
No.
But now on the, I have a second playthrough. I'm almost done with the DLC of. I'm like, I'll do them all on this one because I'm not.
Well, here's the
anxious
thing. If you're really looking for a way to find all those street crimes faster, push R3 because when it does the scan,
exactly.
It tends to be like, here's the nearest one. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I would have never
Exactly.
fucking known that.
Yeah, exactly. No, we get it. That's our gamer pro tips for all of you out there in the audience wanting to play a.
From someone that just started playing video games, I'm sure I sound like an absolute jerk, being like, oh, you know that thing that this button does? If you push that button, it does the thing it does.
You know, in the Spider-Man
I'm
game, the real secret, you gotta swing these webs. You press R2, you get some webs that fly out of his hand. Pretty handy.
You can actually swing if you hold it.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? And then you release and you throw another one, and you can just keep going across the city. Ain't that something?
The whole of New York, except for Harlem.
There's someone out there who's like, what? I didn't know. I walked the whole time.
Whoa! I was on street level the whole game! Could you imagine? I think I saw a video of someone. This is ridiculous. We don't need to be talking about this. I saw a video on YouTube of someone who was like, hey, what's up, guys? I played Spider-Man. It was Batman Arkham City. Saying, hey, what's up? I played Batman Arkham City without flying. Or it was either that or it might have been, it was actually Spider-Man. But it's the same game. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
But one of them was like, I'm going to play this whole game without ever swinging or flying. And they just ran. It's like, that's so stupid. Why would you do that?
Well, you do it for the clicks. You get that sweet ad revenue.
Like, I got nothing better to do, so might as well, baby.
You know, if that is how you make summer all of your income, God bless you, because I can't. That's something I can't do. But every so often I put on a video like that, and I'm like, damn, okay, you're intentionally playing this game in the hardest way possible. I do want to see some highlights of how that went for you.
I would love to see highlights. I'm not going to do a fucking 30-minute video of you walking through Manhattan as Spider-Man. No.
But if you want to, like, there's a subgenre of YouTube video, this is really in the weeds, where, like, they're like, I did a whole playthrough of this 100-hour game in, like, the hardest way possible, and I will summarize the events that transpired.
See, I have only recently, because I finally started playing video games, I've only recently started to just barely dip my toe into watching other people play video games.
Uh-huh.
But it's almost exclusively at this point, like, people playing Arkham Knight and doing, like, the most insane, like, level takedowns where they just go and you're like, how the fuck did you plan that?
How did you do that?
Which is great. But that's
no, that's a whole world out there.
Thing. We should talk
videos.
about that with Daddy Host. Daddy Host would have lots to say about that, I'm sure.
Him? Really? What makes you?
Oh, you mean the video game host?
The video game? The Daddy Host? The host with the mostest games? Anyway,
I'm so sad he wasn't here to hear that.
I know. Well, no one tell him. That's a
no
little
one
secret.
tell him. Someone one of us should like interrupt him when he's. That'd be mean, but like as he's doing his intro, hey, what's up, everybody? It's Caleb, the hostess with the mostest, and someone went video game. Right
Video
before
games.
he could say kids, he'd be like, "What?"
Host with the mostest pooping his pants.
Video
Sounds excellent.
Amazing.
Sounds great. Let's stop recording this episode. Any pluggables for you?
Oh yeah, pluggities. No. Be good to each other. Trans rights.
Love
Black
it.
trans lives matter. Abolish the prison industrial system. Abolish the police. If we're gonna go there too as well. Redistribute, defund, etc., etc., etc.
Watch 13th on Netflix if you want a little.
It's a good starting point. Very good
starting
point. For sure.
Starting point. Really,
Good stuff.
really
Highly
remarkably
recommend.
Well done.
And then if you want to go to the next level, make your parents watch it and brace yourself.
Yep. Good.
Anyway.
Next step.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Excellent. I'm sure there were plenty of things that I was gonna sit here and plug. I will plug two, smaller movies that are currently not tearing up the box office, but they're out there in your local multiplex if you want to see them. And we've talked about them a lot, but Pig and The Green Knight are both really worth your time. They are
Still
smaller.
Need to see Pig. Very excited. You've made it sound very good.
I'm sorry, and there is a risk of overhyping Pig because it is such like a very small, like intimate little movie, and I'm hyping it up too much. I'm worried that people are going to be like, I don't get what the big deal that you were talking about was.
Yeah.
But
That's fair.
But
But I'm intrigued.
And these are still movies from like semi-major distributors with semi-big name stars, but like it's still. I like to see more than just the biggest. As much as we spent 40 minutes talking about the Fast and Furious franchise, which
you're not talking about movies if you're only talking about franchise.
Right. The culture of movies is so big and so broad and so wide, and
It has so many different pockets as well. It's like talking about music and only talking about pop songs. It's like, what are you doing?
And not even like indie pop, like the biggest,
pop.
top 40 pop, exactly.
Pop is in popular music.
Sure, I understand, but but there is music that because we are bad at labeling genres of music. You know how there's like indie music, but like obviously
as
is
an
heavily
aesthetic versus indie publication.
as an aesthetic.
Yes,
pop as an aesthetic, not pop as in popular, but
right.
Pop as in popular in this instance is like I Kevin like to see all kinds of movies get made. I like big ones. Again, saw F9, had a great time, but I also want to see more movies like Pig and the Green Knight get made. And
it's a good year for movies. Really excited to see the rest of the stuff that's coming out this year. You're the one that got me excited to see this year in movies, but yeah.
I will keep you hyped to everything that I am.
I'm sure you will.
I'm going to go see Annette soon. I'm very excited about Annette, which is the Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard starring musical using the music of Sparks. Who recently had a doc.
Whoa! Wait, what? Okay, you need to send me more information on that immediately.
I will, because that's definitely something I'm going to go see. I obviously I love movies. I make them, but I want to see more smaller movies succeed. It's always great, and every so often there is a Parasite where like something comes in and just like knocks everybody over and makes a ton of money. But like I want to see it happen more often. I would love to see more than
absolutely.
More than just one type of movie get made and seen.
Yeah, man. There's more than two kinds of movies. Genre, gender, they're the same word in French. You put the dots together. I think
Pig and the Green Knight, the two genders. And anyway, so that's fun. TV's Kevin Lanigan is me. And soon, and patreon.com/TV's Kevin. Spend a lot of money on creative projects, and for as little as $1 a month, you get a bunch of fucking back catalog of exclusive podcasts. We're probably putting some Green Knight ones up there soon. Spoiler free and spoilerific, but alike. So check that out, and take care of yourselves and each other. And if you haven't already, and you are able, please get the vaccine.
No, fuck that. Fuck a please. Get vaccinated, you selfish fuck.
I feel like we've cultivated such a listener base that I feel like the listenership of this show is a vaccinated group, but if you're
not vaccinated, get vaccinated. You're being selfish.
It's free. You can just go over there and say, "Gimme," and they will do it.
Nothing says I lack any sense of empathy or understanding quite like saying, "Oh no, I'm not getting vaccinated."
It is once again Jace willing to say the things that I'm trying to be.
I don't give a fuck, Kevin.
No, I understand. No, it's a balance, right? It's like I have to be, as I am the biggest face of this pod, right? So I have to be like, no, Jeff Annie shippers, I understand, and then you and Daddy Host can be like, you're human garbage. That's how it works. That's the dynamic.
Yeah. Well,
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
We will be back next week with another politically fascinating episode of the television show Community. I cannot wait to unravel basic email security. A wild episode of television. But until next week, pop.
Oh, pop, and also with you. Do ba da da, do ba da da, do ba da da. What if I finished because Caleb isn't here? Just kidding, I won't. There's like 7, 8 more episodes for us to do. I gotta keep it going until the very end.
We're so close. You just gotta keep it.
I don't see.
down.
The thing is, I don't know if I could end the song at this point.
It's almost
no. I could. I know that I've heard the theme song a million times. I was just like, I've always stopped before the end. I don't know if I get caught in a loop, I'd trip.
It'll be very funny if in the last episode you try to finish and forget. It's just like you're.
There's no. I don't know. You'll have to tune in and find out. I guess.
Tune in and find out. Coming this fall. to a podcast near you.
It will be this fall.
This has been a Talkback Podcast.
That was quite a show, very entertaining.
Please tell your friends about this show.
Boopy doopy doop boop sex.
Larry, I'm on DuckTales.